1, 2, 3, 4.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In the first slide, we introduce our project entitled Measuring Cross-Cultural Competence. Our main focus is to evaluate how effective the Cultural Festival Day is as a project-based learning model comparing Indonesian and Filipino cultures. Through this project, we aim to see whether students can enhance not only their knowledge, but also their attitudes and skills in interacting across culture. Our team members, the first is Neisha Putri, second Anisa Aulia, and the third one Muhammad. Our team we collaborated throughout the process of designing and researching this project, which itself embodies teamwork and cultural cooperation. First, triple C, urgency. Globalization uh, necessitates graduates process cross-cultural competence. Triple C, knowledge, skills, attitude. Second, traditional method weakness. Passive learning is ineffective in developing. Third, evaluation challenge. Need to analyze assessment uh, that support continuous continu- learning. The 50 50 model. The urgency of Triple C is in the era of globalization. Students must develop cultural knowledge, skills, and attitudes to function effectively in international context. The second one, weakness of traditional method. Passive learning approach lecture are ineffective in building as they lack the real cultural interaction. The third, evaluation challenge. Many institutions struggle to assess continue, continuous cultural learning. The 50-50 assessment model is proposed, balancing formative process and summative final assessment. This project began with the idea that globalization requires students to master cross-cultural competence. Traditional learning methods often fail to build real understanding or empathy. Therefore, we introduced Cultural Festival Day combined with a 50-50 assessment model to encourage active experience-based learning. Cross-cultural competence theoretical framework. Third, uh, cognitive knowledge, understanding target culture norms. The second, affective, openness, empathy, and reduction of enthusiasm. Three, behavioral, ability to adapt and interact appropriately. This theoretical foundation guided the measurement of how CFD activities foster each aspect of Triple C. We applied the cultural intelligence framework to break down cross-cultural competence into three parts: knowledge, attitudes, and skill. This helps us measure more uh, precisely how how students change cognitivity, cognitivity, cognitively, actively, and behaviorally after joining CFD project. The Cultural Festival Day, PBL model design. CFD is authentic and interdisciplinary project context comparison. Indonesia versus the Philippines context rational, exploring commonality, Australians roots, gotong royong versus bayanihan, and divergence, Dutch versus Spanish, U.S. colonial history, measurement focus can PBL drive a shift attitudes from stereotyping and adaptation. In designing the cultural festival day, we aim to create an authentic intercultural experience. Students compared Indonesia and the Philippines to two nations with shared Australian roots yet distinct colonial past. The key question we explored was, can this project move students from cultural stereotypes to real understanding adaptation? And the sixth slide will be continued by the next slide will be continued by Nesha Putri Afilianti.
Analysis of the 50 divided 50 assessment scheme. Scheme definition: 50% coursework or formative assessment or left right trial. 50% final exam or summative assessment. Quantitative hypothesis: the 50 divided 50 schemes will increase average grades and pass rates and encourage more consistent study effort. Qualitative focus: exploring the perception of students and faculty regarding. The first is workload and stress levels. The second, assessment fairness. And the third, impact on study habits.
We also explained how the 50-50 grading scheme affects student motivation and performance. By giving equal weight to process and result, we expect students to study more consistently and feel the assessment is fair.
Research methodology, design, explanatory, frequently, mixed method, quant or rectangular qual, quantitative findings followed by qualitative explanation, quantitative page, quasi-experimental design, 50 divided 50 group versus comparison group, quant instrument, triple C, pre-post test, historical or cohort grade data, qualitative phase or qual, independent interviews, faculty student, focus group discussion, VGDS, data analysis, test grade differences, persons correlation, coursework, exam relationship, thematic analysis, or interviews.
The first quantitative phase. Design comparing the 50-50 group and control group. Instruments, pre-post, triple C test, and historical grade data. Second, qualitative phase, in-depth interview with faculty and student plus focus group discussion. to explain quantitative results. The third, data analysis, t-test for grade differences. Pearson correlation for consistency between coursework and exam. Thematic analysis for interview data. We applied a mixed method design that began with quantitative data to measure changes and was followed by qualitative interviews to explain underlying reasons. The combination helps us gain a complete understanding of both measurable outcomes and lived experience. And the second slide will be continued by Anisa Aulia.
Research result. Quantitative findings, CCC and gain scores state result. Rectoral. He has increased in the specific dimension attitudinal or affective. Dimension qualitative findings. Student reported state K them. Reduction ethnoconstraints, increased empathy, due to being forced to become the other culture. Quantitative findings, average final grade under the 15 SEM was higher or not significant breakthrough strong correlation between coursework and exam course value indicates consistence of effort or dependence of gradients.
Quantitative findings. Significant increase in CCC, especially in affective dimension. 2. Qualitative findings. Students reported greater empathy and lower enthusiasm as a project forced them to become part of another culture. Third, 50-50 scheme results. Higher average final grades and strong correlation between coursework and exam score, showing a consistent effort and engagement. Findings showed a clear improvement in student cross-cultural competence, particularly in empathy and openness. Many students mentioned that by representing another culture, they started to feel and understand it from the inside, not just study it from books.
Conclusion. GFD is an effective model for CCC. The 15-15 SEM is a positive approach to evaluation action recommendation. 1. For C-triple is institution must formalize cross-disciplinary cultural PBL. 2. For 15-15 standardized moderation and rubric protocol are needed for coursework to ensure validity. 3. Future research. Longitudinal studies are needed to measure CCC retention post-project.
Cultural Festival Day effectively improves CCC, especially in attitudinal change. The second, the 50-50 assessment scheme creates a fairer and more balanced evaluation system. Three, recommendations. Institutions should implement cross-disciplinary cultural PBL models, standardized rubrics, and moderation are needed to ensure fairness. Future research should adopt longitudinal designs to assess triple C retention over time. In conclusion, we found that the Cultural Festival Day is a powerful tool for developing cross-cultural competence among students. The 50-50 schemes also provide a fair balance between process and result. We recommend institutions to formalize cultural PBL and conduct long-term studies to see how will these competencies last. And thank you for attention and time. We hope our study can inspire more effective cross-cultural learning models and promote deeper understanding among diverse cultures.